When you have slurs and shift are happening in the slur, of course we want to avoid any portamento or glissando. Though, if these shifts are placed in the half steps, we will get a much smaller distance. So there's less time for this undesired noise. If the shift is placed in a longer interval, we have to trick the audience with the right hand in order to make some sort of makeup for the shift not to be heard much. But if the shift happens in the half step, everything goes smooth. Of course, if I do play slow, we hear something. But when playing fast, nobody's going to notice it. This is all about stamina and condition. I will not talk much about my musical ideas because you can play basically anything you want. But the main topic for today is how to save energy. My weakest finger, and the weakest finger for many people, is the fourth finger, the pinky. And there are two important details about how to make its work easier. First of all, when playing with this pinky, you should not press down with the second, first, and third finger in position, because this position looks quite good, but anything you press down behind this spot doesn't make any difference. And it is a pity for the energy spent here. So when playing with the fourth finger, let your hand shape take a more natural position to go a bit upwards or even to the G string, whatever you want. Another aspect is do not play too much like this. Okay? Because in this case, you would have strength for the first, second, and third finger, but this is not the best position for your pinky. Try to go a bit more like this. And it doesn't look as good as this position, but your fourth finger would have much more strength. The next thing would be pressing down the string from enough distance. Do not stay as close as possible to the string, though all schools and all the methods say you should stay as close as possible to the position. I think it's a good idea for beginners to know where the notes are. But later on, vibrato is an issue and articulation. And this is crucial. If the bow is playing a long note and the separation is defined by the left hand, you should fall with enough energy from enough distance. Ask pianists. When you have to play forte, they need a bit more distance. They cannot stay too close to the keys. Yeah. And for us, when we do need more articulation, is in the slur. And the last piece of advice for you is when playing a slur from a higher to a lower position, we do some kind of pull off. Ask bass guitar players or guitar players, they can explain you very well. So I do play a pizzicato on the B, but the left hand is the one defining the next note. And when playing the slur, if you just lift your fingers, you will get tired because our hands behave pretty much like an alligator. Of course, if you allow this comparison, we are strong to press down, but we're not good at lifting the fingers with the same speed and strength. So if you press down a button or something, you do it like this, not the other way around. Or if you want to push something, yeah, we're pushing this way and not in that one. That's why instead of lifting your fingers when you have a slur, move your left hand to the side and you would get more value for money. You would get the same definition, the same articulation for less energy. I think this is enough for today. Many thanks for listening and see you next time with more music for double bass.